will be read into the record. For those of you joining by phone, press star 9. If you want to ask a question, please raise your hand. A copy of this recording will be on the city's web pages. All will be done via roll call to ensure account accuracy. We have just one applicant. Site plan review for 838 and 846 Belmont Street. Jake King Holmgren Engineering is representing. If you are here for 1315 Main Street Teen Challenge, that has been continued. This will not be heard this evening. All right, and I will do a roll call. Where did my Zoom go? Okay. So roll call, Larry Hassan.
Here.
Yolanda Spinola.
Here.
James Sweeney.
Here.
Marty Crowell.
Here.
Tony Gonzalez here. All board members are present. Evan, I don't see any street acceptances. First, we will do a motion to accept last month's meeting minutes.
Motion to accept October meeting minutes.
Second.
Okay, roll call. Larry Hassan.
Yes.
Yolanda Spinola.
Yes.
James Sweeney.
Yes.
Marty Crowley.
Yes. No, you said it right the first time, Tony.
Crowley. Thank
Kroll.
you. Crowley. Tony Gonzalez, yes. Are you serious? Kroll?
Yes, it's Kroll.
Okay. The L-E is confusing me. Crowley, L-E-Y, but Kroll. Okay, got it. So the minutes have been accepted. Is the representative ready?
So Scott is the one that's going to present the only agenda item. But he had a site plan review in Taunton at 5:30. He said he would be here, but he might be calling in. So I don't see him yet. So I don't know if you guys want to give him a couple minutes.
Absolutely. Okay. It's only 6:02. We'll give Scott a couple minutes. Is he the only one in attendance?
I believe so. I believe so.
Is Matthew one of the applicants, or?
Oh, I see Scott here. Move him over. Scott's coming over now.
Hi, Scott. Can you hear us?
I can, Madam Chair. Thank you.
All right. Excellent.
Is Matthew part of your team?
No.
Okay, so he's just observing. All right, thank you.
That's right. Thank you.
Good evening, Matthew.
So Scott, I see that this is a proposal to construct a 17,000 square foot two-story medical office building on Belmont Street, a heavily traveled traffic street. While you're doing your presentation, can you speak to the existing curb cuts, the sidewalks, your plan to work with DOT, and the location at proposed existing utilities to show a mill overlay plan open road, please?
I certainly will, Madam Chair.
Thank you.
I was just got back from a planning board meeting in Taunton, so I haven't had a chance to call up the plans. If I could ask Evan if he could just share the screen for me, Madam Chair.
Sure.
I can. Give me a second.
Sure. So while I'm waiting for Evan, as you said, Madam Chair, it's a proposed 18,000 square foot two-story building, 36,000 square feet in total, at 838 and 846 Belmont Street. And the site is on Belmont Street, right across the street from a Sunoco station between Clarendon and Lorraine. As part of to answer your question, Madam Chair, as part of the MassDOT reconstruction over the last few years of Belmont Street, a light was added to the intersection of Linwood and Belmont Street. So that light really greatly improves our site, gives us a way in and out of our up the construction. MassDOT left us 2 curb cuts, one towards the west end of the top of the property as you see it, and one towards the eastern end or the bottom of the property as you see it. The eastern end didn't really work for us, and it also got us a little bit too close to the intersection. So we chose to go with the intersection that you see in front of you here, board members. As I said, it's existing curb cut. Already has the required handicap ramp going over the sidewalk, curb cut, granite curbing as required by MassDOT. So we don't have any work at all proposed within that state highway layout, which is a big deal, as you know, with their the moratorium they would have on doing road work on a freshly constructed surface. So because of that location of the curb cut, at that point, they also brought in utilities going back a few years ago. They brought in water and sewer and stubbed them onto the property. So we don't have any issues with tying into local utilities. Everything is already on our property. Usually when we come before you with a new site, we have to tie into the existing utilities in the public way. In this case, that was already thought of and taken care of about 4 or 5 years ago. So getting to our site, Madam Chair, we went to tech review twice and kicked things around. And really the biggest issues I think that we had originally were with the fire department and Deputy Chief Williams was some traffic flow issues. So we kind of moved things around. We shifted the building a little bit more towards Belmont Street and a little bit closer to the bottom right-hand corner. And that gave us a better flow of traffic and a better flow for emergency personnel. We also boxed off a area in front of the building that would be for ambulance use. That was another thing that Deputy Chief Williams mentioned, that with these walk-in centers, essentially there's a lot of ambulance traffic throughout the day, and probably getting more with the situation at Signature Healthcare. So they've been seeing a lot of ambulance use. So that emergency drop-off will serve to get the ambulances out of the flow of traffic. We've got 150 spaces provided. So we feel like we have plenty of parking. The gentleman we're doing the work for, that's the applicant on this job, is a Dr. Patel. And Dr. Patel has a center that he just opened, I say just opened, probably within the last couple of years, in East Bridgewater. Pretty much the exact same size building, the same use. So he's pretty knows exactly what for this building for the residents of the city and the surrounding area. We have well in excess of the green space we need. As I said, we have access to all utilities on our site already. I think we've done a pretty good job of laying anything in and answering all the questions that were brought up at tech review, and I'd be happy to answer any that you folks would have.
Okay, so Rob or Evan, is the proposed utility showing on the plan as requested?
Yep, that's the correct plan.
Must be shown with the mill and overlay planned for all sections.
Yeah. So Scott, you said you guys you're stubbed onto the property, so you don't have to touch mill and overlay.
That's correct.
Irrelevant.
Okay.
Where are the stubs right now, though? They come on here?
Yep, there's a, let me just see if we're on, yeah, we're on the right page. Right in the as we're looking at it here, the front right-hand corner of the property, the sewer runs right there. There's an existing sewer manhole that kind of falls right where we're going to be putting the building that was brought onto our property, a sewer manhole that the previous owner installed on our property. If you're driving by, you can see it. It's sticking out of the ground by about 4 or 5 feet. So the sewer goes right up to that manhole. We're going to be removing that manhole because obviously our building's going on top of it, but the sewer goes into it, and that's the sewer stub that we'll be using.
Okay, is that shown on here though? Where is that?
Yep, that's right at the top.
Right there.
Stand in the top, looking at it here, the top right-hand corner of the building where it says 10 feet of,
This right here.
yep, of 12.
That's it? Okay.
35. That's it right there.
Okay.
Madam Chair, could I ask a question?
Sure, just one second so I don't lose my
Yeah.
train of thought. So you said that Mass DOT left you 2 curb cuts. So there are not existing curb cuts that need to be closed and the sidewalk restored?
The sidewalk does not need to be restored because, the way they do the curb cuts, they ramp right up from the edge of pavement, and then you have a level sidewalk. The sidewalks don't go up and down like a roller coaster like we used to do it. So because MassDOT constructed it that way, the sidewalk access is level all the way through Belmont Street, and the curb cut, in this case, the curbing, where typically we would close the curbing. In this case, the curbing won't be closed. There'll just be landscaping going up to the sidewalk.
And with the sidewalk between the both. So does the department have any issues with the existing curb cuts?
Yeah, so Scott, you guys can't like right here you're talking about, right? This
Exactly.
and then
Correct.
up here, correct?
Correct.
And again, that would be Mass DOT jurisdiction, so you guys are not gonna touch that, right?
Exactly.
Okay.
Yep.
And you said it's already flush from both sides. Okay.
Correct.
No, that should be everything then, Madam Chair.
So if I'm understanding this, the conditions have already been met and not an issue. Marty, you have a question?
Yeah, thank you, Madam Chair. Scott, good evening.
Good evening.
If you could just tell me exactly where this is, like I see Clarendon Ave and I see Lorraine.
Yep.
Is it across from the Sunoco station?
Exactly. So the building just below ours is the white building that has a Bank of America. I believe there's a hearing aid store in there.
Oh, okay. I know what you mean. Okay.
McMenamins is on the other side of the street.
I was just trying to get oriented. Thank you.
You're welcome. So it is right now. It's a vacant lot. There was a structure on it. I don't know. It probably got raised maybe 20 years ago. So it's been a vacant piece of property for 15 or 20 years now.
Nice.
Questions from other planning board members?
Madam Chair, it's Larry. I do have a quick question because I think I asked this at tech meeting, Scott. The front building, I see the entrance. There's a notation for the entrance there. Is that there for a particular reason that it has to be there? Because I'm just wondering why somebody would walk out onto that front lawn down onto Belmont Street. And I know we talked about it, but I forgot what the reason was.
Yeah, it's just because of the utility room. It'll be closed. It won't be an entrance that's accessible to the public, and it would just be an emergency exit out of the building, just because of those things.
All right.
Way out of the building.
Okay, thank you. That was my only question.
Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
You're welcome. Any other questions?
Yeah, can you clarify the primary? So it's going to be a primary care
Yes.
office, and who's the doctor again?
It's Dr. Patel.
What's his first name?
Akash, Akash.
Okay, thank you.
And he's, like I said, he has a facility just like this in East Bridgewater.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Madam Chair, I have a question. So, Scott, are there any plantings on the Belmont Street side, like the street view?
We do. We have, as you know, the planning department likes to critique our landscaping plan. So we do have a few trees proposed across the front, and then some screening around that the transformer right in the front, Mr. Sweeney. So in addition to being a lot of green lawn, there are considerable plantings proposed right on Belmont Street, in addition to throughout the parking area, but certainly really a bunch along Belmont Street.
Okay, and how about the lighting on the any lighting on the building or anything? It's a very traffic street, one of our busiest.
Yep, there is lighting. Yeah, so
You have a page you want me to go to, Scott?
yeah, we should have lighting plan, should be the last page, Evan. So there we go. Which isn't a great illustrative at all, Mr. Sweeney, but in any event, there are building lights, wall packs on the building, as well as some parking lights to provide enough light for the parking area.
Okay, and aesthetically from the street, are there any light considerations for on the front of the building, just the front? Like the street?
I think there would just be that one over that emergency door, and that would be it. Where the main entrance and the secondary entrance are on the, I guess you'd call it the side in the rear of the building as you're standing on Belmont Street.
Okay, could we consider putting something like that on the building? It's a considerable size building.
Certainly.
To just light up the entrances.
Sure.
Maybe even it off, one on one side, one on the other.
That would be fine. We could say a third of the way and 2/3 of the way down that front facing Belmont Street side of the building, if you'd like, Mr. Sweeney.
Unless other members have an objection to that, I think it would make it look a lot better.
Agreed.
No, I agree, but I'm also wondering about the signage. Is it going to be illuminated? Is it on top of the building or streets side? Where's this? Is that the sign in the middle on the top?
Yes. Yeah, I'm not sure if it shows there, Madam Chair. It's certainly not not that big thing up at the top. That's a
No, it's the roof.
yeah, that's for the utilities. But there'll be a sign on the face of the building, that conforms to the zoning facing Belmont Street.
Will it be illuminated?
To be honest, I don't know. I would assume it would be, Madam Chair. Yes.
Yeah, I would that if I'm actually shocked that they're putting in the size of a building, but that has nothing to do with this plan. I'm just in healthcare, and I see a bunch of vacant offices everywhere, including 1 Pearl Street. But anyhow, Mr. Sweeney's right. Being on Belmont, this needs to be well lit and a nice size sign that lights up as well.
I would agree. We'll certainly add that to the plans.
Thank you. Any other questions from the planning board members?
So it'll be 2 stories total.
Correct.
This image is which it's showing.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what's proposed.
Okay.
2 stories, 17,000 square feet.
Correct.
All right. Is this open to the public? From the public have their hand raised?
Members of the public, if you would like to comment on this plan, use the raise your hand icon button, or if you're on a phone, hit *9 and we can allow you to speak on it.
Sorry, I was muted.
It's all good. It's just Matthew, and I don't see them raising their hand, so.
And Chief Williams, you didn't have any questions, comments, or concerns?
No, I'm all set, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Is there a motion?
Motion to approve.
All right. Second. Okay. Roll call. Larry Hassan.
Yes.
Yolanda Sweeney.
Yes.
Marty Crowell.
Madam Chair, on the motion?
Yes.
Do we want to specify the conditions on this?
Well, you could with the lighting, but the 3 on the staff report are already been addressed and they're not an issue.
Okay, so can we add the lighting?
Yeah, the lighting and the signage.
So I'll go back then. Motion to approve with the discussed proper lighting for the exterior of the building and entryway. And I believe the signage is something they have to go to building for anyway, so whatever they deem is appropriate. Hope I wasn't too lengthy. Thank you.
Second that, Larry.
Okay, so roll call, Larry Hassan,
Yes.
Yolanda Sweeney, James Sweeney, sorry.
Yes.
Where did Yolanda go? Yolanda Spinola,
Yes.
Marty Crowell,
Yes.
Tony Gonzalez, yes. All right. Thank you, Scott.
Thank you very much, folks.
Thank you, Scott.
Plan on
Welcome.
having a-
Thank you,
luck.
Scott.
You too.
Will we adjourn?
adjourn.
Is there a
Do we
motion
have
to take
anything
that
to
meeting?
sign tomorrow or?
Right.
Yes, it would be great
Sorry.
if you guys could come in and have a few things for you guys.
So they'll be ready tomorrow when the following week?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
And the attendance when Road sends it out, if we could sign that timely, please. Is there a motion to adjourn?
I might send it out this week, this meeting.
Okay.
We'll
All
see.
Larry motioned, I'll second.
All right,
Motion to
roll
adjourn.
call. Larry Hassan,
Yes.
James Sweeney,
Yes.
Yolanda Spinola,
Yes.
Marty Crowell,
Yes.
Tony Gonzalez, yes. Good night, everybody.
Thank you, everybody.
Good night,
Have a
everyone.
good night, board.
Good night.